and good day. In this video, I'll be teaching you Google Calendar tips and tricks to organize your life. Okay, first things first. When you are in your browser, what you want to do is press Google Apps icon, which is the dotted icon beside your profile on the upper right of your screen. A pop-up will then appear where you can see and freely use all of the available Google applications. Once you have found Google Calendar from the results, head to that website by pressing the calendar icon. After tapping, you are now brought to the Google Calendar website. So, before everything else, what is Google Calendar for? Well, Google Calendar is a time management and scheduling calendar service developed by Google. So, now that you are in the main menu of Google Calendar, you will see that it is quite simple. But there are actually a lot of things Google Calendar can do. In Google Calendar, you can actually plan events, assign tasks on a specific schedule, or even appoint a schedule for other things. To do that, what you just have to do is to click the Create icon on the top left of your screen. When you press Event, you can add an event by pressing on a specific time of a day by pressing a block of the time of day. Then, when you press the Event tabs, a new pop-up will appear. In this pop-up tab, it will ask you for the name of that event. And then, you can fully change and customize the time of date of the said event. Or, you can even select the Find a Time selection that can specifically pick a specified schedule for that day. Next are the guests that you want to include in this meeting. In here, you can type in the emails of the users that are involved in this event. Also, you can also invite up to 100 guests in this event. Next up is the Add Google Meet video conferencing. Pressing this button will add an automatic Google Meet link scheduled for the event. Then, you can even add the option to add the location of the event. Another option here is where you can add important descriptions for the details of your event. You can also attach specific files regarding to your event. And lastly, this is your status. By pressing this button, you can customize whether you want us free or busy. You can even customize your color, as well as a visibility option, if you only want to appear online to a selected number of people or person. Another option is for the notification. It's an option for you to customize the time you will receive the notification about the event. Once you're done with your event, what you want to do is press Done. So next up is setting up a scheduled task. To do that, repeat the same process of pressing the Create button. But only this time, what you will do is press Task instead. Similar to the Events page, you can also customize the specific time of date of your task. Then, you can add the description for your task too. Once you have done that, you can now press Save. Now that we are done with that, let's move on to the calendar section. As you can see, on the left side of your screen, you can see the My Calendars right here, and you can also see the other calendars that you can choose from. One of the tips is that we can create more than one calendar within Google Calendar. For example, you can create a separate calendar for birthdays or other purposes. So for us to create a new calendar, click on the plus button, and you'll be able to subscribe to a calendar and create a new calendar. Here, click on Create New. And this will allow you to create a brand new calendar where we can actually separate work and separate some of your things. So now for example, I'm going to name this calendar Work. Then, once you have named your newly made calendar, we can now proceed by pressing Create Calendar. What happened after is, you'll be able to see that the new calendar has been created. From here, you can also select the owner of the calendar you just made. So, what we are going to do after is switch back to the calendar that we have just made right here. Now that you're back in the calendar, you can now see the work calendar that we recently created. And now, I can switch to my personal use calendar. So you can see the difference now. This is the tip that a lot of people don't know, that we can actually create more than one calendar here and separate our work and personal use. So for our last tip, a lot of people actually forget that Google Calendar offers the option of reminding you through notifications with reminders. This is actually one of the things that I really like, because if you are using Google Calendar on your this will help you. If you want a reminder or a notification, then this is actually a really good feature. For us to proceed, you need to select what kind of reminder you want. Is it an email reminder or you want a notification reminder? To proceed, you need to select what kind of reminder you want. Is it an email reminder or you want a notification reminder? After deciding, you will select the time. You can even select a reminder while creating an event. So, as you can see, I have set a reminder 30 minutes before this. We can customize this completely. You can click on Edit and you'll be able to edit the reminder option. And you can set reminders for 15 minutes before, 30 minutes before, or even 10 minutes before. It totally depends on your preference. So, always make sure that you have your reminder set whenever you're on Google Calendar. So, one last trick that I can teach you is on how to add a world clock on your Google Calendar. What you want to do is to select the settings by pressing the cog icon on the top right of your screen. And a selection will then appear, but all you have to press is Settings. Once you have pressed Settings, this will bring you to the Settings page. Then over here are the numerous settings for your Google Calendar. What we want to select here is the world clock settings. Doing this will allow you to have access to more than one time zone in Google Calendar. So, if you scroll down, you can see that I do not have a time zone selected. So, what you can do is to enable the Show World Clock option, and then press the Add Time Zone button. In here, what you can do is to select the time zone that you want to be added in your Google Calendar. Other tips that you need to keep in mind while using Google Calendar is we can access our other tools. For us to see the tools, they are the icons on the right side of your screen. These tools can be helpful to Google Calendar, such as Keep Here, then we have Tasks, Contacts, and Maps as well, that you can actually add add-ons. So, you can see that we have add-on option here, which is the plus icon. And it will allow me to select any of the Google app that I want to integrate to my Google Calendar. And that's it! You now know the simple tips and tricks for Google Calendar. Thanks for watching and happy scrolling!